Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Show Me the Nuggets. This is Eduardo Trinidad from the team at Digital Triggers. Today's episode is part 1 of the 7 essential campaigns that every business should be running, featuring none other than our very own Joe Troyer. Joe will be walking us through a retargeting strategy that will work no matter what vertical you're in. It's universal and applicable to everyone. Let's listen in.
I want to talk to you guys about retargeting, but specifically these 7 essential campaigns that I believe that every business should be using, no matter what vertical you guys get into. With some clients, like Google ads might not be as good as Facebook ads. But these are 7 campaigns that, without a doubt, every business should be running across the board, and they're universally applicable to everybody. So essentially what we're doing is we're offering a foot in the door type of offer with retargeting and remarketing that we believe really lowers the bar. Instead of leading in at $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, $3,500 a month, we're coming in at $1,000. And so what we found is at that price point and at that investment point that we're able to get every kind of quality prospect in the market, even if they're pretty new in business and they're growing, at least they're bringing in some revenue, they can afford $1,000 for us to help them with their marketing. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So we're at $1,000 per month. And the great thing about it is we've engineered this in a way that we have a 75% margin. Okay, so on a paid search product to have a 75% margin is pretty unheard of. The great thing about this, as well as leading in with this, is we're able to provide really, really quick and fast wins for the customer. Like, it takes us about 7 to 10 days to get an account all propped up and set up. And I'll show you guys again how we do that. But within the first week, 2 weeks, like, we're seeing phone calls and we're helping them really recapture lost opportunity. And so that's really our focus, and that's really our pitch, is we're really helping them capture lost opportunity. So even if we do a great job on the website, right, we know we're losing 30, 40, 50, even 60, 70% or more of the traffic, depending on if they're landing on the home page or a landing page. And so our pitch to people is like, shouldn't we be spending money and time and effort trying to capture all that lost opportunity? So fundamentally, that's kind of the shift. And by running these campaigns and by running retargeting, it allows us to know what they're doing in the rest of their advertising, right? So fundamentally, we understand in their business without having to pry into it what they're doing and where they're spending their money. And really quickly, this allows us to be seen as an expert because we're helping them with everything. So retargeting is the only advertising that helps every other advertising, right? So I don't care if you're doing stuff offline, you're doing stuff online, you're doing Groupon, you're doing PPC, you're doing organic, it doesn't matter, you're just doing social, right? Retargeting is gonna help each and every one of those things be more effective. So because of that, we're able to kind of open some doors and we're able to kind of look under some things, so to speak, and get really personal about what's happening in their business, and they don't view it as crime because we're helping every one of those pieces be better. So why we like this model is because it lowers our risks, right? We're not dependent on any one client. In my last agency, the one that I sold, we had some whales. Like, we had some whales spending $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month with us. And I got to tell you guys, when one of those whales leaves, it is devastating. Like, it is gut wrenching. Very quickly, your business goes from uber profitable to losing $5,000 a month. So it allows us as well to take on high ticket clients, but we use this foot in the door product as a way to test out the clients. And for us, it's a mechanism to see, is the customer going to be a good customer? Should we have them in our core service offering or not? And a lot of times we get them nice and early, so we're able to get them, we're able to build a relationship, but they're not ready for our core offering yet. But they're happy just being in the retargeting and remarketing program that we have, and they know that once they build up their business and they're ready to really take it to the next level and they have that investment, that we're going to be there for them to take them to the next level. The process that we have for fulfillment is very easily scalable. Like we have systematized it to the T, and you guys will see exactly how we're doing this. And in sales, it's really interesting because we convert most of the sales conversations that we have because almost everybody qualifies. When you run the consultative type of sales process, typically you're weeding out 30, 40, even 50% of your prospects right from the get-go. When we're running the consultative type of sales process, every single one of those people basically is a qualified prospect for our foot in the door offer at $1,000 a month. So just a little kind of different shift in perspective. So our irresistible, applicable to everybody, easy to sell and easy-ish to deliver process, low ticket offer is what we call omni-targeting. Okay, and this is simply means this is our fancy name for multi-channel retargeting. And really the way that I came up with this is during that process of reinventing my agency and having to build it from scratch again, I read this book for the second time, this book, The One Thing. How many of you guys have read this? It just had me thinking ultimately, right, like what's the one thing that I can do that's going to make everything else irrelevant, right? And so the big thing for me was having a big, attractive foot in the door offer that could bring people in fast and that wouldn't exclude everybody and I could still make a good recurring revenue out of, right? And so that's ultimately where the entire program came from. And this is one of the quotes that I rely on like every single day to sell this program. And you guys can quote me on. For me, I really believe that retargeting is the only advertising, right, and paid advertising that's going to improve every other advertising that you're doing. Right? So when I'm meeting with a prospect, it's very easy for me to get them to understand this concept. And when they understand this concept, they can't tell me no. Because they're spending money other places, and we just help them make that more effective. And again, like retargeting doesn't care. It's not biased. It doesn't matter what type of advertising our clients are already doing. It's going to help all of these be a whole lot better. So, as marketers, we're all taught about like these crazy funnels, right? And you got the tripwire, and you got the upsell, and then you got this, and you got that, and you got to apply this tag and tick this tag away when that's over. And I think that we try to equate that to the local businesses that we're trying to help. And at the end of the day, that's not how their prospects' buyer's journey happens, right? It's very, very non-linear. This model doesn't apply to today's customer journey. So this is a story. This is a little technique or case study that Google did talking about the car buying journey. For somebody just buying a car over the period of 3 months, 900 digital touch points before somebody made a sale, right? Before a car dealership was actually able to sell a car to Stacy. So at the end of the day, like I want you guys to take away that like we have to be there and we have to make sure that our prospects are there when it matters most. We got to be there all the time. And the way that we obviously accomplish that is with retargeting and even furthermore with these specific 7 campaigns. So we do Google display retargeting. Number 2, we do Gmail retargeting. Number 3, we do YouTube retargeting. Number 4, Facebook retargeting. Number 5, Google search retargeting. For those of you guys that don't know, like we can do retargeting on a Google search campaign. So when somebody goes and types in car dealer and they've already been to our customer's car dealership site, we can make sure that we bid really high in that campaign so that they come up first, right? So this is really powerful. I don't see like anybody doing number 5. I barely see anybody doing like even just Google display and Facebook by itself. In fact, we did an analysis of just under 30,000 local businesses, and we found that less than 9% were doing any type of retargeting at all. So like the opportunity here, like this is so wide open and it's not even funny. Number 6 then is Instagram retargeting. Number 7 then, it's not really retargeting, but the first paid campaign that we implement for each and every one of our clients besides retargeting is Google branded search. And then number 8, as a bonus, we've been rolling out LinkedIn retargeting as well, where it makes sense in the verticals that we're in. I'm going to go through these slides as fast as possible, but I want to give you guys like the recipe. I want to show you guys how to do this so you guys can go implement for you guys to sell. So retargeting is amazing to sell as a product because it just works. Like, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have a team of 40 people running ads like we do. Like, you guys can set this up and it just works. So you can see Google Display in this campaign, 16 or from search through Google Display, 16 conversions at $3.28. And if you look there, like the rest of the cost per conversions are $13, $14, $15, even $50 for a conversion. And through retargeting, we're quite literally getting them for pennies on the dollar. Then here's a quick case study with Google and YouTube, right? So 160 conversions, 160 leads in 1 month, just from those two campaigns, specifically from remarketing. And what's so great about retargeting is like we're almost at like the bottom of the funnel, so to speak. So we don't have to deal with top of funnel. And so our customers are already, or the people that we're retargeting are already looking for a solution, and we're just showing up and reminding them that they're looking for something, right? And so I view retargeting as each and every time that we're able to give that prospect an impression, we're simply like nudging them one step closer to actually making a buying decision and actually converting. So bottom of funnel remarketing conversion, you guys can basically see that about 50% of the leads actually come from the bottom of the funnel. And so it just makes sense for us to focus on like the easiest wins with retargeting. This is one of the big case studies that I use when I'm talking with people and I'm selling them on retargeting as well. I'm going to share with you guys. Website visitors who are retargeted with display ads are more likely to convert by 70%. Like, that's crazy. Like, what prospect is going to tell you, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want 70% more conversions.
Thanks for tuning in and Show Me the Nuggets. If you've been enjoying the podcast and find our content helpful, please visit our Apple Podcast page, hit the subscribe button, and leave us a review. Joe and the whole team have been working hard to bring more value to the show. Your feedback will go a long way in helping us make the show better and reach a wider audience.